Hello. Thank you so much for signing up for these online courses. My name's Paul. I'm going to introduce myself properly along with the AMA in a second, but I just wanted to say that we've really tried to do our best to put together some really relevant and useful information to help our community at what is essentially a really difficult time for everybody at the moment. We're going to try and break these videos down into small, bite-sized, manageable pieces that you can rewatch at a later date. Pause them if you need to, come back at a later time, and really use them at your own pace. This first video is really, I guess, an introduction as to what's going to be covered over the whole course. Hopefully by the end of the course of videos and this lockdown, we're actually locked down in Spain, and that's where I live. I'm based in Spain. We've been locked down for about a week or so. So armies in the streets. You guys are lucky. You get to go out for a jog and a walk. I'm not allowed out on the terrace. But hopefully by the end of this lockdown, you're going to have all the information you need and a real strategy and a plan to supercharge your online presence, generate huge volumes of inquiries, and hopefully make 2020 the best year that it could have ever been, despite what is effectively a momentary hiccup, really, with everything that's going on. If you see my eyes kind of flicking up and down, it's because I have got some notes in front of me. I'd like to go into quite a bit of detail with things, so please don't be put off. But I want to just introduce myself first. My name is Paul Lunny. I've been working in sales and marketing for 13 years now. I have managed everything from large call centres with 40 plus staff. I've ran my own marketing companies. I've published a couple of books that you used to be able to buy in Waterstones. They're still on Amazon if you do want to buy them. I'll put some links on social if you do want to do some bedtime reading. And I currently manage two marketing and design agencies, as well as a few other bits and pieces. And until recently, I was the sales director for the Creative Beauty Group in Bournemouth, which is how I kind of got into the beauty and aesthetics industry. I live in Spain, as I said, with my wife and two small children. I've got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, so life can be a little hands-on, full on from time to time. And other than flying around, helping businesses achieve their kind of goals and what they're kind of looking to achieve in sales and revenue generation, I'm either with my family or I'm working, really. So that's me. That's who I am. The AMA, what AMA stands for Aesthetic Marketing Agency, came out really because I found myself supporting a lot of small individuals or small clinics on a personal basis, on a one-to-one basis. And what became clear is the help and support that you guys need within the beauty industry, within the aesthetics industry, is completely different to what my corporate customers who've got 10,000 staff or 1,000 staff are looking for and what they need. And it made sense to create an agency that was specific to your niche to ensure that you were getting the best advice, really, and advice that's tailored to support you and your clients. And I think that was a good idea. Clearly now more than ever, with everything that's going on, I think it's important. A lot of you guys watching this are self-employed, and there's a lot of uncertainty for self-employed people at the moment. I know, hopefully in the news, fingers crossed, there's going to be some information later today that might change a few things, but that's still going to have, this whole situation is going to have a huge impact on a lot of people in the short term. And the aim of these videos, as I say, is really to give you something that you can be certain about, have control over, and have actionable steps that, if implemented properly, are going to have a huge difference on your business at the moment. So please feel free to message either myself or any member of the team through Facebook or social media if you think there's a topic we've not covered, or if there's something you do specifically want to learn about that we haven't covered. And I am going to put a list of all the courses we're going to be running online and also at the end of this presentation. We will do our best to keep creating these videos as long as you guys want to watch them, really, and hopefully they help. So now really is the time to invest your time into your digital media presence, your social media, your website, your Google listings, because I think there was an article in The Guardian actually this morning that showed that coronavirus is now causing quite a large spike in digital media consumption and the amount of time spent on social media, obviously, because everybody's bored stiff, sat in their houses, and there's only so much on Netflix. I'm sure don't know, there's quite a lot on Netflix, but there's only so much Netflixing people can do. So people are currently consuming a lot of content on social media. And that's going to go on for the next few weeks. So with that in mind, now really is the time to make sure that your social media presence is at the top of its game, looks amazing. You're getting in front of people, you're getting people's attention, making them aware that you exist, and you're building relationships on your social media and digital media platforms because you have a captive audience. People have nowhere else to go. So now really is the time to spend focusing on getting this right. So before we sort of start going to kind of the step-by-step stuff in other videos, the actual nitty-gritty bit, and I know that's the stuff that everybody's kind of here for, I just wanted to make sure that I was stressing the real goal of all marketing, and that should be data. Collecting data, getting hold of people's data and using it in the right way, and that way is building up relationships with our customers and potential customers. And I know really everybody says, I want more customers, or I want more followers, or I want more likes, and that is great, and it's really important that we do look at building up those things. But really, for people like myself, marketers, people in sales, this is our job, this is our profession, what's important to us is data. It's getting as much of your personal information as I can physically get my hands on, within reason. And although everybody's goal should be revenue and revenue generation and making money, if you actually build up good relationships with your customers and manage their data properly, you will actually find you can forget about the revenue aspect because it comes naturally. So for me, as a marketer, as a salesman, as a marketer, my goal is to focus on building strong relationships with my customers, my potential customers, building my brand and collecting people's data, which I can then use to continue to build relationships. And if I do all that properly, I actually find the money just comes in. So I guess the first thing really is to say that the relationships and people's data is the most important thing, and you can worry less about the revenue side and being focused on the end if you get that mechanism right. And I always use Facebook as an example. We all use Facebook for free, but actually we are paying for it with our own personal data, our shopping habits, our opinions. We give all of that to them in exchange for use of the platform for free. And they use that to show adverts that are made just for you. You probably find you've been searching for something online, next thing you know, bam, it's there on Facebook targeting you. Or you do a Google search for, I don't know, holidays in Tenerife, next thing you know, on the beach or Lollipop or Thomas Cook or whoever, no, Thomas Cook have gone under, haven't they actually? Someone is targeting you with those holidays. That's because we've got all that personal information, and some of you will be watching this video because I have targeted you based on your behavior, based on your profession, based on your industry, and that's one of the things that we will cover in the course is how to do this, and it's a great way of generating data, generating inquiries and generating revenue. So we will look at that, but I just want to use Facebook as kind of the ultimate example of an agency or a company that has monetized data, and you can do the same. It's not actually that difficult. We will look at it. So I often hear people say, I want more followers on Instagram, I want more likes on Facebook, and my response to that is why? The answer is normally something on the lines of, if I have more followers, I will generate more revenue, I'll get more inquiries. And there is some extent to that. There is some truth, should I say, in that. But actually, you're going to get a much better return on investment in terms of time and money by building up a niche following, a smaller, higher quality, more relevant and engaged audience than trying to appeal to everyone or becoming Insta famous. And a lot of the work we're going to do over these videos is going to focus on developing niche followings with fans that will generate a constant stream of clients and revenue, and nurture the relationships with those fans so they're doing a lot of the legwork for you in terms of your marketing. I'll give you an example of this. This won't necessarily appeal to everybody, because if you are what we call B2C, business to consumer, and a lot of you will be if you're offering treatments, But for B2B, specifically business to business, and take this course, for example, there was no point me getting thousands of people liking the AMA page because not all of them are aesthetic practices, training schools, or in the industry. So there's this thing, you've probably seen it, where people will message you saying, hey, support my business, invite all your friends to like my page. And for me as a business, that's actually a really bad thing to do, because if I get all my friends to invite their friends, I'm actually diluting the quality of the people who like my page. It's quite a diverse group of people, and I can't target them properly because it is such a broad spread. What I want, I only want exclusively, I want people who are within the aesthetics industry, run a clinic, run a training school, or run some form of business within the aesthetics industry to like my page. Everyone else, don't like it. I don't want them to like my page because I can actually target people who like my page with Facebook ads. And again, some of you are watching this because I've targeted you with those ads. And I don't want to pay to have someone who has got nothing to do with the aesthetic industry because they like my page. So for me, it's important to make sure that I actually filter who likes my page and who engages with my content. There are ways that you also might want to do that. Some of your treatments might be focused on men, some of them might be focused on women, different age categories, different types of treatments. And there will be ways that you will really want to focus on filtering out people to make sure that you're not wasting money. If you're offering, I don't know, male, there's these tattoos on guys' heads, aren't there, that you can get that if guys are going bored, they can get this tattoo. There's no point paying for Sandra, who's got luscious lock, 36, and has got luscious hair, for her to see your advert. That's a waste of your money. So we need to make sure that we are focusing and building up niche audiences. And that's one of the things that we're going to focus on. And that's why data is so important. It's so important. And it is one of the most important things. So before we move on to the next video, which is going to be coming in a day or two, and I will look at branding in a second, but before we move over to the next video, which is actually going to be on Instagram, it's going to be on Instagram marketing, it's going to come in a couple of days. I really want everybody to put together some sort of database of your customers. If you haven't done it already, it's really important that you do this. You'd be amazed at how many people don't. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. A spreadsheet will be absolutely fine, but it just needs to have the names of your customers, their phone numbers, their email addresses, their address, postcode if you've got it, put that in a separate column, and literally first name, last name, email address, telephone number, address, postcode, the last time they visited, the last time they had a treatment, put the date in, and if you can, how much they've spent with you in total, and then put a column in for where you acquired them from. How did they find you as a recommendation? Facebook, Instagram, how did they find you? And the reason we're going to look at that, we're going to look at that over the next couple of weeks, is because firstly, if you're spending money on advertising, it could be signs, magazines, Facebook, website, it could be anything. There's no point paying for marketing that isn't working. Okay, so we want to make sure that we keep a record of where every single time someone finds us, how did you find us? And you need to kind of boil it down. So if they say Facebook, amazing. Was it a Facebook ad, or did somebody, do you remember? Some people won't remember, but if you can, it's really important to boil down exactly where they found you, because if you find that actually your Facebook ads generates you 90% of your business, everything else is 10%, really you should be putting all your eggs into Facebook or what it could be different for you, but we'll look at that. We're also going to look at retention marketing, okay? So that's why it's important the last time they came down, when did they last visit you? Because if you've got customers that haven't visited you for quite a while, there may be a reason for that. We don't know. But a good retention campaign is important for all businesses to make sure that people don't forget you. And we are going to do a video on that as well. So branding, I'm going to move my face because I'm up here now. Look at this. Modern technology, eh? Branding. Okay, so we are going to look at branding. I am not a designer. I do a bit of design. My wife, Jade, who I run this business with, is a graphic designer. She does a lot of design work. But we do get branding, and we do understand branding and why it's important. And it's important because for small businesses, people are far more connected to that relationship aspect than a lot of people realize. Yes, it's great if things look pretty, and it is great in terms of Instagram specifically, if your Instagram wall does look pretty. But actually, your brand is far more than the aesthetics, ironically. And it's who you are, how do you come across, and it comes down to something we call see, know, buy. Okay, I need to see you, I need to be aware of you, I need to get to know you, and then I need to buy from you. So I need to see you first, and that's what marketing is about, getting people to see you. It's about getting people's attention. Look at me, I'm here. If I don't know you, you cannot sell me your services. Simple as that. Number one rule when it comes to marketing. So marketing is all about getting people's attention. Then there's the know side of it, and that's really where branding comes in. I can see you, now I get to know you. Are you happy, positive, professional, clinical, fun, approachable? All these kind of different things sum up who you are, and that's really where branding comes in. You could have two people who offer fantastic services. If I like one more than I like the other on a personal level, and they're equally as good, I'm going to buy from that one. And that's where branding comes in. We also don't realize how important branding is on a day-to-day basis. I'll give you two examples. Sports Direct and Ryanair, great examples at the moment with everything that's going on. Most of us actually, if we think about it, don't like those two brands. Okay, we don't like Sports Direct as a brand. We don't particularly like, some people do, but a lot of people don't like Ryanair as a brand. We don't rate them. We wouldn't use the words quality, trust, customer care for their staff with these brands. But we buy from them, and we don't mind those things because actually they want to be known as affordable, cheap, I'd say scandalous for Ryanair a little bit. I think they actually lap it up. They like the attention, hence the whole paying for you to use the toilet on the plane. All marketing gimmick. They were never actually going to do that. But they go for that route, and that is their brand that they're happy to go with because it works. And you can actually offset a lot of things with really, really good branding and the message that comes through. So branding is more than just, this is my color, this is my logo. Branding is about cultivating relationships in your branding with the interactions that you have with your customers. That's what branding is. And you worked really hard to get people to see you with your marketing. Don't blow it by having bad branding and a bad brand relationship. We're going to look at that as well. And then finally, in the equation, let me move on to the next slide. Okay, don't worry about pricing, we'll come to that. But it's the buy bit, okay? So finally we have buy, and that's the salesy part. And I will do some videos on sales later. In recent years, this is where I've spent most of my time working with companies on increasing conversions and revenue, okay? And it's great putting in all the effort in the marketing, getting people to see you. It's great building up those amazing relationships. But if people don't actually give you their money, the whole thing has been a colossal waste of time, okay? So it takes a lot of effort to market and build those relationships. So we need to make sure that we're converting people. We don't have to be salesy. We don't have to be like a used car salesman. But if the perceived value of your products and services don't match the price, then people aren't going to buy, okay? And that's why I say don't worry about the pricing, because it's about value, not the price. And I know at the moment with everything that's going on, a lot of people are slashing their prices in order to try and generate revenue. And I would say to you, don't do that. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean that it's good. Don't panic. And if somebody wasn't going to buy it at £125, they're not going to buy it at 50 because they don't understand the value. You will get customers you've got good relationships with who can't buy at 135 because they physically haven't got the money. And there is always an aspect of that in this equation. But what I would say is don't devalue yourself. Don't devalue your services by bringing your prices down, because remember, you're going to have to put them back up. And if all your new customers have purchased at £50, they're not going to pay 135. So actually, you're going to make a rod for your back in the long term, if I'm 100% honest with you. That's always been my experience with these massive price drops, then putting prices back up. What we can do is keep the price at 135, but build in massive amounts of value. And we'll look at that in videos later on as well. So I think in terms of the notes before we go, I'll move my head down here now. Look at this. So we're going to have a look at some of the courses that we're going to be covering over the next few weeks. Things like how do we set up Google Maps, which is also called Google Places or Google My Business, Instagram engagement, Instagram marketing, Instagram content, Facebook ads, what's called a top-down strategy, website design, how to do email marketing, how to build in value, how to build up relationships to branding, discounts, offers. There's literally a whole host of things that we're going to break down into technical steps, as in how do I actually physically go and do these things? How do I physically, step by step, add my business on Facebook, Google Maps, or how do I step by step set up a Facebook ads campaign? So we're going to go through that. We're also going to go through some of these more chatty videos where there's a little bit of theory into the branding and marketing side of things. And I will do my best to not waffle. I have a habit of waffling. So I will try and not waffle and be more concise. But I hope you're excited to do these courses. I'm excited. I'm going to ask you a favour. Can you please spread the word that we are going to be putting all this information out there for free? We're going to be doing these courses. Share them with the friends that are relevant, not just any old friend. Share them. Remember, niche audience. Share this post on Facebook so that anybody who is interested would see it. Spread the love. If there's any groups that we've not posted it in, it would be amazing if you could share it, because we really want to help as many people as we can. I know a lot of my friends in the industry are really stressing right now, which is one of the reasons we've put this video together. Together we are stronger as a community, so let's build each other up. Let's work together. There is safety in numbers, strength in numbers, and we will get through this. It is going to be tough. It is going to be difficult, but I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to be fine. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please follow us on Instagram and like our Facebook page, because there are going to be things on our Facebook page that aren't going to be in these videos. There's going to be some free handouts and other bits and pieces. So please follow us on Facebook and like our page, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much.